But really, what was one more loss for the Cowboys, right? We finished at 8-5. No bowl game to speak of, but no bowl game victory. We did have a bowl game, but obviously not the outcome we were looking for. We move on, though. We move on. We survived in Tier 1. That is what's important. I'll take it. The question is, national champions? Who won it? Arizona beats Michigan 35-33 to win the national championship in 2033. Off the back of a gigantic second quarter, the Arizona Wildcats, they win the national title and didn't even get promoted this year. Arizona, your national champions, as our season comes to an end. And just the passing yards are absolutely insane. But as we look at the season stats, Space Cowboy as a sophomore, 37 touchdowns to 12 picks. I mean, he was phenomenal, and he's only going to get better. He just, being phenomenal isn't good enough with this team. Shout out to Maddie for the follow. Good on you for getting that username. There has to be like a bunch of, a Maddie bunch of numbers out there. So fair play. Nicole Bach, again, our rushing game isn't crazy, but 10 touchdowns. He had 3 for Poleman. Receiving wise, 2 receivers with at least 1,100 yards. I'm going to miss them both. Monstrosity's gone too. That was one of the best receiving cores on paper we ever had. Our running back also had 7 touchdown receptions. I don't want to talk about this whole line right now. Defensively, 97 tackles for the senior Jackbo Manhorse. You can already see how many fucking seniors we're losing too. 27 tackles for loss for senior Harry Trotter. 9 sacks. Jackbo Manhorse, a senior. Thankfully, Karen Rogers is only a sophomore. Our kicker, 16 of 27. Who knows how different this season would have been without those missed field goals, but that is 2033 in the books as Arizona win the national title. They don't even finish the season number 1. They still gave it to Michigan. We actually finished the season somehow 4th in the nation despite that loss. Go figure. But it shows us as a 6-star program. We'll see if that holds after the bowl game loss. But I mean, again, it's another okay season. I still feel like there was a lot of lost potential. As you get a look at our timeline here, that is now 2 of the last 3 seasons where we did not win a bowl game. Now 14-5 all time. I mean, you look at our history of bowl games, or at least a conference championship. That streak has changed as we started to get towards the top. Again, our first 4 years, it took us a little bit, but we were constantly over 500. We have never had a season where we finished under 500. We were close at 7-6, but we've never had a sub 500 season now in 21 years at Wyoming. 198 and 84. We've only played a defined rival 4 times. We technically have a winning record against the top 25 as well, which is very, very surprising. In terms of the coaching carousel, no surprise, Clemson going to be looking for a new head coach, and UCLA also going to be looking for a new head coach, but we're not leaving. We're not fucking leaving. It is this team or bust. We will not transfer anywhere else. We will not transfer out anywhere else. Easy for me to say. So hopefully we get some good news here in the off season. Not too worried about the coaching changes. In terms of players leaving, bring on the pain. Our backup quarterback, Red Dead Interception. It's a shame that such a good name was wasted on a, career backup. Running backs like Tavius Pullman and How Do You Like Me Now? Both graduate. Wide out, Crazy Monstrosity and Microwave Sounds both go pro, while Who's That Pokemon graduates. We don't lose a single offensive lineman. Defensive end, Harry Trotter, and the Lombardi winner this year. We also say goodbye to Ash Crandrews and Bully Nachina Shop. At linebacker, David Bowie has ascended to the stars. Middle linebackers, a lot of losses here. Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, Crash is my beta cuck, and Bring Out the Monster all graduate. On the right side, that's another huge loss. It's Jack Bo Manhorse, the Bednarik and Butkus winner this year. At corner, two gigantic losses. Squeezy Jaqueezy II and Christian Cage Son. At safety, Glue Factory and Darby Stitches, as well as Son of a Submariner. Kicker, Kim Kardashian, also out. As is the case every year, that is a hell of a lot of talent to have to replace. Let's see if we can do it. We won't have a transfer request because we have no open spots in terms of scholarships, which isn't a bad thing. It just means we had a full class. And as always, we don't have to check our recruitment class status because it'll always rank us low because we don't get 5s and 4 stars. The very occasional 4-star. But I don't think we had a 4-star this year. So we can move on. We can move. We can move. Straight to position changes. This will be interesting. We did bring in some good talent this year. God, those training camp results need to be good or we look like shit. For athletes, we have Darius Stevens, running back, wide receiver, or to the secondary, which is interesting. For the moment, I'm going to put him at wide receiver to see if we even need him in the secondary. We got Jimmy Johnson, running back, defensive end, linebacker, or in the secondary. I think he could be a good linebacker. He's got the size for it. He'd be a big-time running back, though. He'd be an absolute bull at 6'3", 244. I don't know what we're going to do with him yet. And then Tavita Nance is a giant, 6'7", 277. You're talking offensive, defensive line, or linebacker. Actually has decent speed. I should check like tackle ratings for these guys. No break tackle for Nance, but that's fine. Good break tackle for Johnson, but he can't really truck. Has good elusiveness. 91 spin move for a guy who's 244 pounds. 89 juke. Catch a little bit. Tackle rating. I mean, 71 tackling. Nance should probably be a defender instead of on the offensive line. Tackle rating wasn't terrible for Johnson either. So Nance would be a bit wasted on the O-line. Let's put you on the defensive line at the moment. And for Jimmy Johnson, let's put you at running back just to kind of see what we got. I want to start... Okay, punter and kicker is pretty straightforward. Yeah, I mean, the kick power. Shaquille O'Neal goes right back to punter. In the secondary, only 82 speed for Scott Campbell, so you're going linebacker, buddy. Hate to tell you. Good speed. Let's move you guys to corner for the moment, just because I need to see how you compare to everybody else. And we want at least 90 speed for people in the secondary. That is the game plan. And that is what it currently looks like. Good. Let me just double check. Would anybody here... Nobody here has good enough catching to be a wide receiver. Let's be honest. Okay. That's fine for the moment. Linebacker. 87 speed James Austin could easily get moved to safety. We'll see if we have to move him. Hope we'll have the space. Defensive tackle. Helicopter should probably stay until we know for sure that he has the speed. A lot of defensive ends. Isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I do think we're going to have to move some people over to the secondary. Austin isn't going to get any better, though, in terms of speed, so I'm intrigued to see how this works out for us. Let's figure out the offensive line again. And we still had a lot of depth there. Secondary's paper thin. It's not great at the moment. I'm hoping there will be some other people that we can potentially move around. But it's not the strongest it's ever been. Again, I wish training camp results came up, though, before position changes. It would make way more sense. That way you have the full scope of who is actually what overall. Because you never know what guy is going to go up by 3, 4, 5 points. 6 points, even. So that's the O-line. At least everybody where they need to be. There's no way we have enough people in the secondary to properly field the team. So anybody 85 speed and up is going to have to be considered an option for the safeties. It's pretty much by default. Been a long time. Move him over. Who's the athlete you move to wide out? Yeah, there's a good chance he's going to move back too. But we move all those guys over, and then within the secondary, with that being said, this guy has 77 speed, so we can move him to linebacker. Anybody over a 75 from here can go to linebacker, so it's not going to be as ideal as I want it in terms of like speed ratings and having a fast team, but it works out a little bit. I still got to optimize a bit, but it gives us way more options to kind of spread the wealth a little bit. At quarterback, obviously Space Cowboy is a quarterback. Daniel Watson that we just recruited, obviously a quarterback as well. How we do the thing could be quarterback, running back, wide out. We might as well keep him at QB. Nicole back. All three of these quarterbacks are fast too. Can anybody here play QB? Dirt McGirt could. Let's move you over really quickly. Carrington's fine. Johnson's fine. And obviously we're going to have to figure things out a little bit. We do have 2 new tight ends as well. So let's move everybody over to running back for the moment. We'll see where we stand. So at wide out. Anybody play quarterback? Not looking like it. That's okay though. We at least have a couple of options, and that's always the plan, is to at least have a couple of options. Okay. So these would be the 4 quarterback options. There's really no point in having Dirt McGirt try to compete with Space Cowboy. And then how we do the thing is just whatever. So yeah, Dirt needs to move back, probably to running back. Those are our 3 QBs. That's pretty straightforward. In terms of running backs, fullbacks, tight ends, anybody with a sub 80 speed, even if you might, well, some of these guys might end up being over that though. Let me double check wide out. I want Cody Woodard to move over. I want Roberts to move over. Jeremy Olsen and Cowboy Bob should be fine. I want to make sure I have that speed at wide out. Right. So then from here, in terms of any of those guys playing defense, I mean, we could move them, but I don't think we have to. Bach would be a terrible fullback. Dirt's a terrible fullback. Most of them will be. Buchanan's a good fullback. We'll move him. Hook hand. pretty much whoever was at fullback / tight end is probably going to get moved back, but it was at least worth taking a look. Barrow and Falk will move over too. Okay, so that's the situation at running back. Can any of these guys play a defensive position? The answer looks like it's no. Well, Jimmy Johnson could. And again, he was the big guy. Maybe it does make sense to move Jimmy over. There's just so much competition at running back. Based on his speed at an 82, we can put him at linebacker. Cody Woodward, definitely not. What about Charlie Roberts? No. And then Jeremy Olsen, also pretty much locked in. So we do have quite a few running backs on the roster, but that's okay. It'll make it kind of easy to decide who to cut. And then the fullback / tight end situation. We could just go with the fastest guys go to tight end. There's no point in moving like Surfer Sting to running back or anything like that, or handle with care. Technically Buchanan could be moved to like wide out, but it's fine. So let's move Buchanan to tight end. We'll move Chaps back to tight end. Both these guys are going to get better as well. I just can't tell by how much. We'll move James Falk over to tight end. And handle with care, Merle's hook hand. I still got to move like 2 of them over. Who has the best catching from there? Oh, there's our answer. We'll move hook hand over to tight end. The other 3 don't really have good catching ratings. I don't know if I want to technically have... Actually, I probably do want to have a fullback redshirt this year because both these guys are going to graduate. So, quarterbacks, we have our 3. A couple extra running backs. Technically, Dirt can play quarterback. If we get in trouble, he is set up to be our best running back after this next season. I think we're okay in that regard. And then 4 tight ends is also okay with 3 fucking seniors. Jesus. All right, for the O-line. And Scruffy stays the same. Kerr stays the same. McDonough's up by 1. Chicken actually drops. Basketball drops. Taylor better by 1. Parker stays the same. BP. Quinoa. Little Coke gets better. Cody is the same. Disappointment is the same. The horse is a horse. Rose on the outside. Sullivan. Cooper. Oh, man. A lot of options here. A lot of guys who are just as good in the interior as they are on the outside, or vice versa. Achilles tear into the middle. We have a lot of offensive linemen at this point. God damn. A lot of offensive linemen. We'll definitely have some cuts coming from here, too. +2. +2. So we're going to move McDonough to center. Move these 2 guys to right guard. Presley's a +3. Tear's a +2. So 2, 2, and 2. Not bad. I think technically we can spread the wealth a bit better than that, though. But we can put people into their best position, and if we still optimize the depth chart, it'll put people where they need to be. So Scruffy's fine there. First fine there, too. You know what? For the moment. So Cran just needs to be on the outside. Chicken needs to be on the outside. Parker, it doesn't matter. EP, it doesn't matter. Quinoa. I am intrigued to know how this ends up looking. What it looks like is that we're going to be cutting a hell of a lot of tackles. Which is okay. Move you to right tackle. Move you to right tackle. Move you to right tackle. So that's 4 and 3. And then all the interior linemen in the world. All of them. Rimini. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this offensive line is going to end up looking like by the end of this. I really don't. I actually don't even know what the hell to do with this offensive line, man. This is nuts. This is nuts. Just the sheer, like, volume of talent that's there is kind of crazy. But, like I said, it almost won't matter too much. I mean, it's just going to lead to cutting certain players. We're definitely not getting rid of Presley anyway, so that should be fine. We'll see how many players get cut. And then defensive end. Defensive tackle's already set. Defensive end. All we got to do is move over Swift kick into Nads. And that's set up. Linebackers and the secondary. The last thing to double check. See what we got here. So Stuckey is a +1. Westicles also a +1. Davis stays the same. Rowan Gartner stays the same. So we'll move Stuckey. Westicles to the middle. Drop an S. Gets worse. We'll move him to the right. Campbell. Move him to the right. Gaslighter. Better in the middle. Johnson. Stays the same. Face. Better in the middle. Nance is fine. Cool. Not bad. And for the secondary, honestly, I think we're okay. But yeah, the secondary is thin. +1 for Austin. Cowboy stays the same. Long time stays the same. Warner, okay. Yeah, the secondary is not good. It's not good. But I think the team is established, and we need a lot of luck when it comes to training camp results here. I can't believe how many fucking offensive linemen I ended up with. That's nuts, but it's just been the best talent available. So I don't think we're in a situation where it will hand us any walk-ons. That's mainly what I was trying to avoid. Big results. No whammies, please. So Space Cowboy is up to an 89 for his junior year. Very good. What's the throw power look like? 87 throw power, 83 accuracy. God, it's not quite a noodle arm, but close. 88 running back and an 85. It's a good combination. McGirt might hit a 90 for his senior year. 2 elite level fullbacks for whatever the hell that's worth. Wideouts. Ugh. We might need to be run heavy next year, man. Honestly, we might have to switch away from my playbook and go like super option heavy. Take like the Air Force playbook. We do have 3 very, very good tight ends, though. All of them seniors. And the O-line's just going to have, yeah, an absurd amount of depth. Some good ratings, though. The juniors and the seniors that are there. Look at that right guard side, just how that worked out. Damn. Defensive end, Swift kicking the Nads went up by 5. Really good DT. Karen Rogers. Gonna be a 90 for their junior year, or senior year. Roman Gardner, good old Quanier's Westicles. Looking okay. Corners improved a bit, but we do not have an elite corner. Great speed options, though. The safeties are gonna be kind of scary. Yeah, this, man, with Michigan and Penn State coming up, this could be bad. We only have to cut 5 players out of all of that, though. In terms of running backs, I mean, any of the bottom 3, really. I kind of want to hold on to the fullbacks if possible. So on the offensive line, Kurt Mitchell's only a junior and a 67. So we're going to drop him. John Doyle at a 70. I'm thinking John Doyle and then running back or 2. Doesn't look like we got any walk-ons. Forgot about Danny Washington moving over. Ah, that safety. That safety position's rough. Did we end up with any walk-ons that I missed? No, we didn't. Okay. We do got to get rid of 4 people. Honestly, it could be the trio of running backs because we have the fullbacks to cover. 82 acceleration for Cody Woodard. He's gone. 45 awareness for Olsen. He's going to go. He's actually a little bit faster. Yeah, we'll get rid of Roberts. I think that just said I might end up with a walk-on, or I lost my pipeline. I think that's what it was. I clicked through it too fast. Right guard, we know we're going to get rid of John Doyle. Okay, is the pipeline gone? One more dude has to go. One more dude. Can I get rid of Olsen as well? No. We need 4 there. I mean, another offensive lineman makes the most sense. Probably a senior that's not likely to play. We got an 83 senior. Yeah, I think he's the guy. So, a big apology to endless disappointment. And we'll sacrifice our Illinois pipeline. So we are down to 70. Obviously, we have to update the conferences from here and hope that there's no controversy this time. Or confusion. But that'll set us up to go through our off-season traditions. Either at the start of tomorrow's stream or tonight. We'll see. But let's start off in the Sun Belt. Promoted as champions, Eastern Michigan will be replacing Northwestern. And Western Kentucky are down for Texas State. That is your brand new bottom tier. Tier 11. Again, Northwestern and Indiana both being down there. It's kind of crazy that they're that bad. But they are. In the SEC, promoted as champions, Central Michigan will be replacing Kentucky. And Southern Miss are down for South Alabama. That is the brand new 10th tier, the SEC. As again, relegated Southern Miss and Kentucky. Kinda nuts, but here we go. We go to tier number 9, the Pac-12, promoted as champions, Nevada, Tomato. They'll be replacing Kent State, while Vandy will be replaced by Northern Illinois. So your finalized 9th tier, the Pac-12. Rest in peace, in peace. Goodness, goodness. Tier number 8, the Mountain West, promoted as champions, will be North Texas, as they will be replacing San Jose State, and the Boston College Eagles lose their spot to Houston. I hate seeing the BC Eagles down in 8th tier, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Let me get that list upgraded. The 7th tier, we look at the MAC. James Madison promoted as champions to Conference USA for BYU, and Wake Forest have lost their spot to the Duke Blue Devils. That is the brand new 7th tier, the MAC Conference. I'd say, I don't know, maybe there are some surprising teams there. It's just such a weird universe we have now over 20 years running. See where certain teams have ended up. Conference USA, Cincinnati. I believe we're supposed to be promoted as champions. 90% sure that they beat Florida State. I accidentally had a typo. We're just going to go with it. They are going to replace SMU. while Colorado will be replaced by Florida State. So that is the brand new 6th tier in full Conference USA. And poor Colorado. I mean, Dion in this reality left a long time ago. So is it that surprising? Tier 6, the Big Ten, promoted as champions will be Louisville, as they will be replacing Syracuse, and Pittsburgh have lost their spot to the Baylor Bears. So that is the brand new Big Ten. As we get the old sheet sorted. Oops. There we go. Tier number 4, the Big 12. Kansas State promoted as champions. They will be replacing Washington, while the Florida Gators will lose their spot to Maryland. So brand new 4th tier, which again features Bama, Clemson, Baylor, Michigan State, Washington, Wisconsin. That is a crazy 4th tier division. And then Arizona, the national champions, still a 4th tier team. Florida's been a tier 1 team before, if I'm not mistaken. I think even Nebraska was a tier 1 team. In the American, UCF promoted to tier 2 to replace the Oregon Ducks, while Air Force have been relegated for North Carolina. That is the new 3rd tier. The American Conference. Again, Air Force's collapse last year from number 1 in the nation to being relegated. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. But yeah, to see like Air Force 3rd tier, Navy, I mean, in this game, not as surprising, but even Texas still down in the 3rd tier. Long time tier 1 team. In Division 2, promoted as champions, god damn it, it's Michigan, replacing Tennessee, and Missouri get dropped for Penn State. So that is the brand new 2nd tier, the ACC. Just an absolute minefield that I am so glad that we avoided. Although, man, seeing UCF there is fucking hilarious. One of those programs is not like the other. And then, of course, Tier 1, independent status. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Texas A&M, USC, and the Wyoming Cowboys are still somehow there, as we survived a horrifying, horrifying scare. That sets us up for 2034, though. The next season in line, obviously we'll have to go through red shirts and the renaming process for our new recruits. But I want to solve, at the very least, the custom schedule right here and right now. Because again, we have the full liberty of an open schedule. And we are going to take advantage of that. We're still going to have weeks 1 and 8 off, as is tradition. So chat, you will be able to be involved here, of course, as we go to pick a letter. Week number 2. Yeah, if only we could keep that schedule. In week number 2, we will be playing a team who starts with the letter R. Barely, but it is R. Seahawks, what's up? Again, we'll have week 1 open for the math to work. Week 1, we will be playing either Rice or Rutgers. Chat, you will have that choice. It'll go to a vote. Rice or Rutgers. Who do you want us to start our season off against? In week number 3, we will be playing a program whose name starts with J. J confirmed. All right. Does anybody start off with a J? Not in that week. James Madison unavailable. So we will spin it again and see who we end up with instead. What will our destiny be? As this time we get I. Well, that is a little bit more complicated. Chat has voted for Rutgers. In the previous week, chat, you now have a decision. Either Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, or Iowa State. Who will we play in week 3? We play the Wyoming Dynasty until... I hope not. I hope to win a national title and then stop. That's the game plan, but it hasn't gone too well so far. So we draw Rutgers in week 1. We'll see who we play in week 3. Let's find out about week 4. Who do we have in week number 4? It will start with a C. And chat will have another vote here, so let's end the other one. As chat voted for Iowa. Dickheads. Fucking dickheads. Your choice is either Charlotte, Cincy, or Coastal Kakalaki. Let's see who you vote for there. Motherfuckers voted for Iowa. Dickheads. Absolute dickheads. Week number 5, while chat's voting for the other one. Let's spin. Who will we play in week number 5? Will be someone that starts with an I again. What's wrong with Iowa? They're good. That's the problem. Week number 5, it'll be Iowa State. Only I team available. We'll be taking a trip to Iowa and Iowa State. And Coastal Carolina has won the other poll hands down. So it will be Rutgers, Iowa, Coastal Carolina, Iowa State. Let's start getting the FCS teams in there. Just to open up more space. All right, week number 6. Who's it going to be in week 6? So far, we got Rutgers, Iowa, Coastal Carolina, and Iowa State. And Seahawks, I answered it. You didn't hear it, that's on you, buddy. The Y comes up. And shockingly, nobody available. But God, there's some fucking murderers there. USC. Seahawks, it's just that they're good. They're a ranked team. I'd prefer not to play a ranked team so we can actually win games. N. Oh boy, how bad is this going to be? Either North Carolina or North Texas. Chat, the choice will be yours. Will it be UNC or North Texas? In week 6 and then week number 7. You got to spin the wheel one more time. Youngstown State, not FBS, unfortunately. Well, we know likely where we're gonna end up, don't we? Ah, fuck. I know you're gonna vote for USC, you fucking dickheads. I already know it. North Texas gets the win. Do we want UCLA, USC, or an actual easy game against El Paso? The choice is yours. Fuck's sake. As chat, again, shockingly voted for North Texas. Surprises me a bit. ITT Technical Institute. Quebec Polytechnique, please. Week 7, who's it going to be? It's actually a close one. Week number 9. We shall spin again. Who will it be in week 9? V. Well, Vermont doesn't exist. Will Vandy be there? No, they will not. So that is a respin. No Vandy. Gonna be in week 9. Looks like a P. And it is a P, thank God. And that will be Penn State. And chat voted USC for the other one. GG's, we're dead. We're dead. GG's. We draw USC and Penn State. We're fucked. Might as well just fucking sim the whole season. Iowa, USC, and Penn State. Unbelievable. Chat's fucking ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. Week number 10. Week number 10. S. Who's there for S? South Alabama. Thank fuck. Week number 11. Week 11. Will James Madison be there this time? No. So it's a respin, and that week looks like a fucking minefield. Who's it gonna be? We got a couple of easier games in theory, but goddamn those tough games. It just landed on O. Oh, fuck. Yep, Ohio State. We're getting relegated. This next season's probably our last. We're gonna get fucking relegated. We are absolutely gonna get relegated. Holy shit. We're fucked. That's over. We got one more season of this bad boy, and then it's fucking GG's at this rate. T. Right in the butt. T for week 12. Another vote for chat. Will it be Tennessee? Will it be Texas A&M? Or will it be Temple? Week number 13. Who will it be? The wheels joining in on the fuck you party. Yeah, pretty much. H. H gets the win. No H's. Oh my god, there's like nothing available that week either. Holy shit. Well, we could be here for a little bit until it gives me an appropriate letter. This could be bad. R. Nobody available. Spin it again. B. Nobody available. Spin it again. Oh my god. Temple won the previous vote as we drew another B. Spin it again. Go back up here and add Temple to the mix. H. Nobody available. I'm sticking with it no matter how long it takes. F. Nobody available. Oh, the torture never ends, does it? The torture never ends. E. Nobody available. Spin it again. I. Nobody available. Spin it again. I have to hope it lands on W or V or W, basically. Z. Nobody available. Let's just hit remove choice for that one. Spin it again. Hey, Vandy. Let's go. We got Vanderbilt at the end of it. And for the final game of the regular season. The final game of the regular season. O, which stands for oh fuck. Well, chat, you gotta vote. We could try to get revenge for the bowl game loss with Ole Miss. It can be Oregon or Oregon State. Who do you want for our final regular season game? Which of the three will it be? And again, I'm going to have to decide where I want to play at home and who we visited. We did visit Vandy last year. Ohio State, they can play us at home again. Fuck them. Penn State on the road's fine. USC can play us at home this time. The rest can be on the road. Yeah, that works for recruitment purposes, I'd say. We could do one more in the early stages, but yeah, we'll just do Penn State. So USC, Penn State, Ohio State at home. I don't think Iowa's necessary just because it's so early in the season. As chat has voted, it's close. It's close. If it goes to a tie, we flip a coin. Oregon State by a vote. So our full schedule, B+ strength, will be Rutgers, Iowa, Coastal Carolina, Iowa State, North Texas, and USC in the first half. Second half is Penn State, South Bama, Ohio State, Temple, Vandy, and Oregon State. I mean, it could have been worse, but man, it's still not great because the problem is the teams. I know I only have 4 home games. I don't really care about home games. The only reason I need home games are for visits, and I only need like 3 or 4 a year anyway. So that's the reason for the lack of home games. I like to see other stadiums. So yeah, that is again, the problem is that the teams that are really, boosting up the strength of schedule are very, very, very fucking difficult teams to beat, man. So we'll see what happens in 2034, won't we?